from this process.
Let's dive a little further into that, as well as some other aspects of last night's Kings win with James Ham. So it's 3-2-1. We'll fix that in post with James Ham's 6 quick thoughts.
How'd yesterday's Kings game go? Kings insider James Ham has 6 notes you need to know. Here are James Ham's 6 quick thoughts.
James Ham, number 1.
Sabonis snatched Walker Kessler's soul.
Oh.
I just think for me, like this was such a huge advantage swing at one position on the court. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. I thought Domantas Sabonis continues to be great, but also he neutralized one of the great shot blockers in the game. Just absolutely took him out of the game.
Yeah, man. When he's playing really as well as he has defensively this season, or particularly last night,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a heck of a player, man. Not driving, but I'm early season. I'm on the Domas MVP bus.
Okay,
why not? We're 4 games in. Let's get wild.
Let's get
weird.
Let's get wild.
Yeah, he was awesome last night, and I continue. I don't want to spend. We're not Utah's sports leader here, but it feels a little to me like the Jazz are trying to turn Walker Kessler into John Collins from hey, he can be had. 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
You can have this guy, rim protector, and then you watch him and you're like, yeah, he's a good player, but am I giving up first-round picks to get Walker Kessler in my rotation? Like,
is he a good? I don't know.
I think he's fine.
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like I mean, again, Greg Ostertag-esque. And I'd even say that like Ostertag was at least a little more of an offensive lob threat, like weapon that you had to defend because he could dunk with like his feet on the ground.
And I get why he was part of the Rudy Gobert deal, and they really want to swing. Oh man, we got this guy in the Rudy Gobert trade, and we flipped him for more. But no, he's a legit 7-footer. He's 8 points, 8 boards, 2.4 blocks in his career in 23 minutes a night. Like, yeah, good player.
Okay,
but it's not like he's going up there and putting up 25 and 10 a night.
Yeah, it's not like he's a defensive player of the year candidate.
Yeah, good defensive player for sure, but
yeah,
like, man, he's probably coming off the bench on a good team.
No, totally. And Jay Oliphant in the chat says he's basically Gobert. I was telling Kyle before, I think what they're trying to do is create another Gobert so they can trade him again. It's like they're trying to make like the Gobert factory there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, he's just not very, very good. I mean, he's okay, but again, he's a starting center on a.
I am not a Rudy Gobert fan.
Yeah.
I think Rudy Gobert is one of the most overrated basketball players of my lifetime.
I don't disagree.
Walker Kessler is not close.
No.
Not that guy.
No, but I also I was there when Rudy Gobert was coming through for the draft process, and like his legs were little sticks, and he was just like this really, really tall guy who had very little game, and he developed there to the player he was that he is still today. But it's not like those style of players. Like I don't know that they truly fit in the modern NBA. And I think we've seen it with Gobert. He gets played off the court in every single playoff series, and it's just really tough when a guy's limited like that.
6 quick thoughts. Number 2, James. Oh no, wait, here we go. Number 2, James.
Fox got cheeky.
I'm sorry, what?
He threw the ball off of Walker Kessler's behind, and then grabbed the ball and laid it up. I thought Fox is having a little bit of fun. And he was good. He wasn't great. 19 points, 6 assists. I think he's still trying to figure out who he is and what he is with DeMar DeRozan. And so there is this little bit of he's really good for stretches and then he kind of disappears for stretches. I think we'll see this sort of even itself out throughout the season. But for right now, I still think he was really good. He just wasn't he didn't stand out as the best player on the court. That has been Domantas Sabonis in every game.
Yeah, this is if I'm picking out something that concerns me through the first 4 games as a potential like long-term issue. It's Fox shooting 29.2% from 3 on 6 shots a night, on 6 attempts a night.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a little bit concerning to me. He's averaging 21.5, 7.5 assists. If he's not averaging close to 30 because he's dishing out more assists, like, okay, fine. But like you said, it still feels like in the preseason, it felt like he was taking a back seat, letting DeMar DeRozan and everybody else figure it out. This is De'Aaron Fox's team. When he needs to step in, he'll step in and kind of take over. And it feels like a continuation of the preseason where he's out there and he's contributing. He's a good player for sure.
Yeah, he put up, I think, 28 against Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has looked like, to me, too much of an afterthought. Like, I need De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, for my money, is the most talented player on this team. He is capable of going for 30 a night. I know he probably doesn't need to with this group, but he is that type of player. And for him to be as passive as he's been, I don't like that.
Yeah, I think that there's going to come a point where he takes over for a stretch.
I hope so.
And that could be like, it could take a month, whatever it is. Like, I think he is going to slowly build who he is into this. But at the same time, what you don't want him to do is like take such a back seat that this becomes DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis' team.
Yes.
And like, I don't think that that's happening, but I certainly think it's on the table, and he needs to be more assertive. And I kind of, we saw this with him and Tyrese Halliburton, where he just didn't look like he was like 100% sure.
Yeah.
And, when he's got the ball and he decides to start making his move, he had a play last night where he cut like in and out of like 3 different Utah Jazz players on his way to the basket. And I think he got fouled. It was just remarkable.
Right. It's there.
Yep.
And I thought against Minnesota, early on, Kings up 5-0. Minnesota goes on that, was it 8-0 run, 8 or 9-0 run, whatever it was. And then Fox came down and back-to-back buckets. Yeah. Just easy. Got to his spots. I mean, shots he's gonna hit 80% of. And I thought, that's gonna kind of be what he does this year. It's gonna be the Kings offense, and then when they need to settle down, when they need a bucket, it's gonna be Fox time. And it just hasn't felt like that. I know his shooting percentage from the field is about on par with what it was last year. But he's taking 3.5 fewer shots per game.
Yeah,
that's a pretty substantial amount. I would like to see him get back up closer to 20 shots a night.
Yeah, and I think a part of the function of that is that the last 2 games have not been highly competitive.
That's true. That's fair.
So I think we'll have to wait. He had 20 against the Lakers, right? So I do want to see 20 shot attempts. I want to see what he looks like 3-4 weeks in. And look, I think everyone in Sacramento knows, if he should be the other all-star.
1,000%.
And he needs to, DeMar DeRozan's a Hall of Famer, but his years of being an all-star are pretty much over. He's 35 years old. If he made an all-star team, it would be like, what in the world just happened?
Yeah.
After not being an all-star.
It'd be a reputation thing.
Well, yeah. It would also be if the Kings were winning a ton of games and he was averaging well over 20 a game. But my point is that De'Aaron Fox is the all-star.
I agree.
He should be the guy who feels that way and plays that way and is putting himself out there in that way. And DeMar should be a really good third guy.
Averaging a career high 7.5 assists. Also, De'Aaron, 93.8% from the free throw line. Whew. That's big time. That's also a career high by a lot. So yeah, hopefully he starts to figure this out and looks a little more like De'Aaron Fox the rest of the way. Number 3.
DeRozan posted his 4th straight 20+ point game, plus points per game. Like, this is his he's just going out there. He's just a walking bucket.
He's doing exactly what we all expected.
Yeah, it just looks really, really easy for him to get to 20 on every single night. Not any night, every night.
Yep.
Yeah. He's very, very good at putting the ball in the basket. And also say, he's way up there in steals, averaging 2 steals per game. He gets a ton of deflections. He's more disruptive defensively than I thought. I don't know that, I can't say he's better defensively. I think he's been more disruptive, and he still has a lot of game on both ends of the court.
Yep, definitely. Number 4.
Keegan Murray shut down Lauri Markkanen before Markkanen got hurt. He was all over him. He made Markkanen look like slow and plodding.
Yeah.
And so I like what Keegan's doing. I need him to continue that early season aggressiveness. The 14 points on 6 of 14 shooting. Again, I was surprised to see that he shot the ball 14 times. But I need him to continue to be around that number.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he's hitting a couple more, maybe getting to the free throw line like he did not do last night, but hitting, 1 or 2 more threes, he'll be right where we think he'll be for this season.
He is basically, from a attempts perspective, exactly what he was a season ago. 12.7 shots a night last season, 12.8 this season, 6.6 3-point attempts a night last season, 6.8 this season. He is just doing exactly what he was doing, which is okay. But like you said, that early season aggressiveness, night one, this is a different Keegan. And since then, he's just kind of been the same guy. I need him to be a little more assertive consistently.
I think so too.
But if you're going to go do stuff like just kind of shut down Lauri Markkanen defensively and be as good as he's been defensively, you'll take that right now.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Number 5.
Keon Ellis shines.
Yeah, he did.
Again, we've talked about his stat line a couple of times, but 3 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, he was all over the court. He dove on, he got the ball. Somebody stripped it from him. He dove on the floor, got a jump ball. It's those energy plays. And I think that's the biggest thing. His activity level and his energy is different. And it's different in the same way that Malik Monk is different, where Malik brings just his totally different energy to the court, except for one of them does it on the defensive end, one of them does it on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
The Kings need that. They need that guy who comes in and becomes a catalyst defensively. And so I'm hoping that he's growing from, whatever's going on and getting through, sort of the trudge of preseason and into the, what's happening early in the season. And I'm hoping that he's building that trust with Mike Brown.
Yeah, and I think he is. Whatever was bothering him early on looked like it was behind him last night.
Yep.
Locked in. Number 6.
Number 6, final one. Kevin Huerter looks like 2022-23 version is loading. And to me, Kevin Huerter, again, it might have been rough and it might have upset fans and whatever. The Kings are a better team when Kevin Huerter is rolling. And that's just it. They're a better team when De'Aaron Fox is rolling. They're a better team when Trey Lyles is playing well. But Kevin Huerter has an ability to space the floor like nobody's business. And so for me right now, I think he is doing an excellent job of not only, shooting the ball, shooting 41.7% from 3 on 6 attempts per game, shooting 90% from 2. He has not been to the free throw line yet, which is weird. But again,
don't draw a foul, man.
Yeah, this is the type of player that if you didn't have, you would be searching for if you were the Kings. And so, look, the Kings are a better team when Kevin Huerter's playing well. Whether it's a starter, whether it's off the bench, I don't care. Just they're a better team when he's playing well.
Yeah, man. Volume about the same as last year. He's just connecting more often. His effective field goal percentage is 70.6, which is by far his career high. If this is what it takes, then great. If the 8.5 shots a night and 6 threes a night, if that's not going to jump back up to, closer to 7 threes a night and 12 shots a night, I'm okay with that. I need him to be efficient. I need him to be a threat. And he has been.
Yeah, it's really tough to find more shots. The way this team finds more shots, they got to start playing faster. That you need to go create more. They need to go get offensive rebounds. You want to create more shots. If you want to score more points, if you're in the rotation, then go manufacture a couple of buckets.
I also would like to point out that Kevin Huerter is looking like he's back to his more normal self. He's currently shooting a career high 41.7% from 3 after removing the headband.
Oh,
I have been on this since last year.
Oh.
I was on game 9 last year. The headband's got to go.
Blame the headband.
Headband gone, shooting a career high from 3. Salute to Kevin Huerter for doing what needed to be done. I understand it might have been tough. I understand you don't always want to make that change, but the headband had to go so Kevin Huerter could thrive.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Headband Huerter is a thing of the past.
It is. Salute to Kevin Huerter.
That's right.
What have we learned about the Kings so far through the first couple of games? Here, let me just ask you this. We had a little bit of a discussion in the offseason about, hey, Keegan Huerter, Jesus, fix that in post. Keegan Murray has grown. Okay, are you paying him a max rookie contract? Like, this is a max rookie scale extension. Like, like, dang, this is, if he's not going to be more aggressive, if he's not, I don't know, man. It's a lot of money. You're paying Domas. Through the first few games, he looks like the kind of player that you're wanting to give that max extension to.
Yeah, I think if he's going to sit around like the 14 point per game mark where he is right now, 14 and 7, then maybe you're a little bit below max money. But I think we all can see the outline, and we can also see all the players that got paid over the last in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The rookie scale extensions for the crop of players before him, the year before him, like a lot of players got max money.
Yeah.
And I don't know that all of those players deserve max money, but I certainly know that Keegan Murray is careening towards max money, rookie scale max money.
Sure.
Which is like basically $30 million a year.
Sure.
Coming into the season, I don't know if I thought he between 20 and 30, he's somewhere in that range. And maybe he doesn't get a full max. Maybe he does. But at this point, and you're watching his impact on this team specifically, man, he is right there. He's in line. And a lot of players around him in that draft are not.
Yeah.
Like Jaden Ivey went to pick behind him. There's no way he's getting a max money. Jabari Smith Jr., it's tough to see him getting max money. Chet Holmgren getting all the monies. Paolo Banchero's getting all the monies. But the other guys around them, like, not really. I think Keegan is worked his way into being a top a plus starter on a playoff team.
He's come back and been as good or better defensively than he was last year, which is a huge component of this for me.
Yes.
But we've seen the flashes now. I think we've seen more flashes this year that there's growth to his offensive game. I think we really saw it against Minnesota. And that's a very good defensive team where he was not shy about putting the ball on the deck and creating a shot for himself. He was letting it fly from three. I think he had 10 3-point attempts that night. 5 of 10. That's kind of more what I want to see him be. And maybe he's not that consistently this year because it is De'Aaron. We've seen Domas be more aggressive offensively. DeMar DeRozan is going to put up a ton of shots, but DeMar DeRozan, that's a 2 or 3 year window.
Yeah.
With DeMar. And then after that, it's got to be the Keegan Murray show.
Yeah.
I've seen enough from him offensively that maybe it's not going to be as consistent as I personally would like. But you see a world where if DeMar DeRozan after this year says, okay, I'm done playing basketball, I'm hanging him up, where Keegan could pick up a lot of the slack left behind by DeRozan.
Yeah, I think you're going to have DeRozan for all 3 years at this point. But I also think that as DeRozan starts to fade a little bit, Keegan's got to come up.
Yeah.
He's got to be the guy who's taking more and more of the scoring load over the next 2-3 years. And again, look, DeRozan is as advertised, but I'd also point out, we talked about this before, he shot over 21 shots a game last year, 20 shots a game. He's at 14.5 field goal attempts per game. And the biggest difference, he's getting to the line like 8 times per game, which is absolutely wild. But we're seeing sort of like what DeMar DeRozan can look like, and he's becoming more and more efficient for the Kings. By the end of the season, I could see him being at 13.5, 14 shots per game, but averaging around the same, maybe 21, 22 points per game.
Sure.
Just because I think he's going to get more efficient in this offense as it continues. And I think it will prolong his career playing in an offense like this. But I also think that there will come a point where, you see Keegan Murray take this leap and DeMar DeRozan will start sort of handing some of this like offensive scoring load to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's to me why I'm comfortable giving him a max extension. As of right now. We'll see. Call me at Christmas. But
yeah,
for right now, through the first 4 games, I feel pretty good about it. And then the other thing, do you think that this little scoring outburst from Domas, where he's averaging 24.3 a game, are we going to continue seeing that?
Yeah, I think 22, 23. The thing I would point out, I haven't one time felt like he forced anything.
Yeah, man. In fact, there's been more times where I've been like, "Dog, shoot it." Like, I know he's shooting. He's being more aggressive shooting threes and stuff. But there's still been a few times where he like starts it and then he puts it on the deck and does a thing where he's like probing. It's like, bro, let it fly, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know if he can keep up shooting 67.9% from the field and 54.5 from three.
Yeah, he might go a little cold here at some point. But.
Yeah, but I still like the way he's scoring is just it's effortless. I mean, not really because he's getting hit still, but even that is calmed down. He's not getting hit nearly as much. And I think part of it's early in the season, part of it's the opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be a guy who's averaging over 20 a game, probably over 22 a game this season.
Yeah. All right.